This is going to piss some people off, but can we please all acknowledge that all abusers are not narcissists? That a diagnosable medical condition is not a prerequisite for being an abuser, and actually, that there are plenty of abusers who are just your average Joe. Why? Because abuse comes from entitlement, not from a mental illness. You don't have to have something like wrong with you to be an abuser. You just have to believe that you have the right to treat other people however you want, to control other people, to dominate other people. And if it's not super clear, obviously those are the things that patriarchy teaches all men. So it makes sense that so many men are abusive on some level, even if they don't see themselves as an abuser, because most abusers don't. And the problem is that if we call all abuse narcissistic abuse, then it creates this sense of like false safety that as long as you're not with a narcissist that you're safe, but that's the problem. And that's why so many women end up ignoring the signs of abuse and staying in abusive relationships far past the time when they can easily leave. Because we have all been conditioned to see men's behavior as acceptable even when it's not, and to only recognize abuse when it's physical, when you have a black eye, when you've been punched or choked or pushed down the stairs. And that means we ignore and excuse a lot of the more insidious forms of abuse because, well, he's not openly a narcissist. But a man who's not letting you control your own finances, a man who tears you down verbally, a man who stonewalls you when he's upset with you until you behave how he wants you to behave, that's an abuser. That's a man who thinks he has the right to control you with punishments and cruelty. That's an abuser. That doesn't mean he has anything wrong with his head, except for the fact that he's entitled. And when we can recognize that, we can call out abuse for what it is. We can stop abuse before it ends up at the point where a woman is in the hospital. So please know beyond the shadow of a doubt that abuse can come from anywhere, even from the sweetest, nicest, most innocent, timid guy.